Gilda Radner, whenever you talk
Yeah.
about her lovingly,
Yeah.
you say, man, she was a great laugher.
She would wet her pants. That's what Gilda would do. You could get her going, and she'd have to run out of the room. There was sort of no limit to how much she could laugh until her bodily functions broke down. You know, to know her for as long as I knew her was really sort of a training camp. Like, I've got a possibility here to make someone laugh a lot. And she'd see it and go like, uh-oh, here it comes. And there you do it. It was fun.
Was that why you teared up at the Saturday Night Live reunion, the 50th? Were you thinking of the people you lost and thinking, wow, I wish they could be here?
Just now I could have cried. Just now. Just when they came up on the screen and they showed footage of the dance number that she did Once Upon a Time with Steve Martin. And it was a beautiful thing. And I was there watching it, and they rehearsed for hours.
Wow.
Steve's meticulous. And it had to be really, really great. And it was. And she worked like crazy.
Will you realize your dream of hosting Saturday Night Live one more time?
Oh,
you've made that public.
Yeah, I wanted to get that done, and I was gonna, the people of this movie said, "Oh, maybe you could host it when the film comes out." I said, "Well, I was kind of slow. I'm kind of not that organized." So, and they fill up. There are a lot of people that want to do it, but I said, "Lauren, I'd like to do that." My fear is that he might stop. That he might ask for a pension or something.
Right.
But I mean, I hope he doesn't stop, because it's really something.
Do you have any sadness over not winning the Academy Award? I don't even know who you lost to. Do you have any idea?
I do. Sean Penn for a movie called Mystic River.
Mystic River. Did that bother you at all?
It was sort of surprising, and I won every other prize for Lost in Translation. So I just sort of thought I was going to win because I'd won everything, every single one. Then I didn't win that one, so I was like, well. But it was kind of good. I realized that I'd actually gotten sort of infected by wanting to win it, that it was that I contracted a low-grade virus of the desire for more, So I had it for about 6 months. It had to wear off. So I did learn a lesson from it that if I'd won, I might not have ever seen.
Have you ever watched the film and said, I want to act with this guy so bad?
A long time ago, I was watching the Clint Eastwood movies of the day, and I thought his sidekick gets killed and he avenges, but the sidekick gets like a great part, a great death scene. I was like, I got to call this guy. So I called him out of the blue, and he said, would you ever want to do another service comedy? Because I just made Stripes, and he had this great idea for an enormous Navy thing. When he said, would you ever want to do another service comedy? Like, geez, would I become like Abbott and Costello? I had to do like military movies. And I said, well, God, I guess maybe I shouldn't. But it's one of the few regrets I have is that I didn't do it because it was a big scale thing.
Wow.
When I see him, I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what. I wish I'd done that, Glenn. I'm really sorry. He's certainly well over it, but
he recovered.
Yeah, very resilient fella.
You mentioned Stripes. That was originally written for Cheech and Chong.
Then they were told that Cheech and Chong didn't want to do it. Turns out that Cheech and Chong's agent didn't want them to do it. Cheech and Chong never even saw the script.
Oh, my God.
I think if they'd seen the script, they could have had fun with it. John Prine.
You
after my mother.
Yep.
My old man was another child. It's grown old.
Did you know him?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. He used to play across the street from the Second City at the Earl of Old Town. His name was on the marquee all the time. We worked the same hours, so you didn't really crash into him much, but you'd see him rolling and coming. But I became friendly with him later in life and had wonderful times with him. He was a beauty and really admired by songwriters. Bob Dylan thinks John Prine stuff is some of the best, and it is. I had like a romance kind of thing that didn't go great once, and I got kind of moody, and I wasn't feeling so good. And I put on this record. It was like John Prine's greatest hits. All of a sudden, there was this song called Linda Goes to Mars. And I heard myself go, like the beginning of a laugh. The first laugh I'd had in a very long time. I thought, okay, thank you, John.
Well, it's been years since
I get chills. Do you have chills right now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, me too.
And tears too. I miss this guy. He was, I mean, what his music stands for and what the stories you're telling are, let's not forget.
You hitchhiked across America?
Well, that's how it was. I didn't have any money, and that's how you got around.
You stuck out your thumb
Mhm.
what, you had a little suitcase or something?
Suitcase. No, not really a suitcase.
What'd you have?
I mean, it wasn't exactly a bindle, but it was
Ah!
some kind of a sack of some sort. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of anything.
This is crazy because not everyone is like that. I know you say, "Oh, yeah, everybody hitchhiked." No, everyone didn't hitchhike. Like, you've always been
I'm
able to
tempted to
handle.
go back to hitchhiking. I really have been thinking about doing it again. Of course, it'd be different now. People go like, "Are you okay? You've got a drug problem? What are you doing on the road?" You know, whatever the hell.
Isn't that Bill Murray?
Yeah. But I just remember crossing the border with like a drunken man who was driving, who pulled over just as we got into America, and he pulled over in Maine someplace and got really sick out the door for a long time with his emergency lights flashing, and he just kept saying, excuse me, please." And why he just kept being sick and sick and sick and sick.
Oh, my God.
With emergency flasher lights just flashing, I'm going, this is living. Here I am.
When you look back on the amazing accomplishments and all the movies and everything else, is that the greatest time of your life in a sense? where you-
Absolutely. All the best
It is.
stories are when it was hard, because you're so aware of the struggle and you're so conscious of the struggle that those stories are better. And what happens to you when you're not in control, when you have no money, when you're at the mercy of whomever is employing you or however you're getting around, those hit you like, here I am. I'm on this planet, and I got my thumb out. You know, I'm just hoping for someone to help me here.